शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Vishnu Sahasranama, verse 59. Please read. विस्तारस्तावरस्थाणुः प्रमाणं बीजमव्ययम् अर्थोऽनर्थो महाकोशा महाभोगो महाधनः. So we have to see Stavarasthanu. Stavarasthanu is a one word, but it has got two words in it. Stavara means which is always firm and motionless, steady, steadfast, not changing, not diminishing, all the time same. Sthitishila, Stavara. And Sthanu, those which are firm and motionless, abide in which, that is what is called as Sthanu. We'll know what exactly they are. Here, Stavara stands for the firm things like earth, etc. Earth, firm, of course. Astronomically, Earth revolves around its axis and circumscribes the sun. That is true. But for practical purpose, from universal experience, Earth is steady. It doesn't move. Otherwise, you just think of it. If it were revolving and you have to revolve, chakkar aayega. You will not be able to survive also. All buildings, skyscrapers, it will see how they are steady. So that way, it should not be taken from the theoretical standpoint, but practical point. Actually, what is experienced from their standpoint, Earth is what? Firm. Now, such firm things like Earth, etc., abide in which entity? That is Sthanu. Means Sthanu, Stavara things abide in which? That is Sthanu. So Stavara, Sthanu. So is the Paramatma only the basis of entire Jagat. Pramanam. Pramana, as we know, means Jnana Sadhana. Sadhana, the means by which we can gain knowledge, different types of knowledge. For example, you are listening to me. What I speak, you are listening. What is the pramana for you? Your sense organ ear. The direct perception of hearing the sound. The sense perception, the ear, is the means of knowledge for you. Of course, mind, etc. is the word afterward. But to begin with, you should have sound ears. Otherwise, even if I speak, you will not be able to hear it. So that is pramana. Now, what is the pramana to know Atma Brahman? Vedanta says, Vedanto Nama Upanishad Pramanam. That is, Upanishad in terms of Mahavakyas is the Pramana, is the Jnana Sadhana to know, to have direct, that is Aparoksha, Jnana, knowledge of Atma. When this statement is given, you should know it properly in the right manner. Generally, for any pramana, the one who operates it is pramata, the knower entity. Pramana is the means, sadhana, to know the thing to be known. Whereas the entity known is prameya, known entity. This we find in the empirical world. There's a knower pramata who employs pramana, different type of pramana. If you want to see eyes, etc. Otherwise, suppose you can't see, but you can infer anumana, upama, like the different pramanas can be used. But there is a pramata. And thing to be known is that prameya is that. In that sense, Vedanta cannot be a pramana, because if a pramata mukshu makes use of Vedanta pramana and knows Atma as this, that Atma is precious little Atma. Atma cannot be an object, a prameya to be known by pramata, the knower. Because pramata, this feature, is not the nature of Atma. If pramata, the one who is identified with the body, buddhi, thinks that this is Atma, objectified as this, it is not Atma, because the Atma Chaitanya is a very basis, adhisthana, the true nature of pramata, knower, which cannot be its object known prameya. It is not possible. Then how does the Vedanta says Upanishad na pramana? It only means Mahavakya when exposed to a mumukshu, a sadhaka who has perfect sadhana chatushya sampatti. As a result, he enjoys antakarana shuddhi, wherein high degree of vairagya is there. Without that, antakarana shuddhi is not possible. And because of shuddha antakarana, the antakarana is nirvikalpa, bhedarahita. There are no impressions in that antakarana about Shabda, regarding Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These five stimuli include entire experience in the object in the world. Their actual feature may be different, but they fit in the category of these five stimuli. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. It is not so. In that Shuddhantakarana, the Atma, which is its adhisthana basis, whose abhasa, appearance, reflection, is already has got cast in that, gets exhibited, displayed. Vedanta says this is your Swarupa, just like you see your face in the mirror. Only from this standpoint that this vritti called akhandakara vritti, which has got cast in nirvikalpa, bhedarita antakarana, free from the shabda sparsha, etc., displays Atma, and thereby that vritti destroys the ignorance of Atma. Oh, you are aware of Atma Swarupa, which we were not earlier, because earlier what experience was mixed with the upadhis, features, upadhis, and objects. Now it is not so. You are aware of it, and thereby what has happened is Akhandakara vritti has removed the ignorance. Akhandakara vritti by itself is too incapable of revealing Atma. How can a vritti can reveal an object? The vritti, you are supposed to know this from Vedanta Paribhasha, we have seen many times. The vritti destroys, ends its ignorance. And the Chidabhasa, the reflected Chaitanya in that Vishayakara vritti, a vritti corresponding object, makes you know, illumine the object which is inert in nature. That is as far as any Drishya Jagat object is concerned. Any object in the world is concerned. But in the case of Atma, what is to be known is Atma. It is not inner. It is very knowledge principle, and it is its abhasa, its reflection in antakarana called chidabhasa, that makes us know the things, inner things. So therefore, see, this, you be careful about this word abhasa. Abhasa generally means reflection, appearance. But at places, abhasa is used in the original sense, splendor of knowledge, means Atma itself is said to be abhasa. But that is not the meaning here. Here we talk of reflection. So that reflection is the chidabhasa. But in the case of Atma Jnana, that Atmakara vritti, that Akhandakara vritti, that Brahmakara vritti, all synonyms, removes ignorance, and in nishtha, that vritti drops, Atma gets revealed. And when the vritti is there, of course, faithfully, the Chaitanya Atma is reflected in that. Chidabhasa of Atma is there, but reflection cannot make you know, illumine the bimba, the original entity. See, the sun ablaze illumines the entire world. But if you hold your flashlight or torch and direct it toward the sun, can that flashlight or torch illumine the sun? You can't deny the light from that flashlight. Yet it is too incapable of illuming the bright and brilliant sun. So also in the Khandakara vritti, Atmakara vritti, certainly the Chidabhasa is there, but that Abhasa, appearance, reflection, cannot illumine the very Chaitanya Atma Swarupa. So it is redundant technically called as phala vyapti is not there. Only vritti vyapti is there. If you want, refer to Panchadashi. So then, how we are to know? So we want to know Atma now. Ignorance gone. At that juncture, wherein all the local pramanas means the means of knowledge, the jnana sadhana available in this world, including Vedanta, wherein all these, very important thing, all these local pramanas, including the Vedanta, where Atmakara Vritti has dropped, the pramana, the jnana sadhana to know Atma is Atma itself. How come? Because it is self-evident. It is Swaprakasha. This aspect you will not get at many places. Only few places like Yoga Vashishta, this is mentioned. In fact, it's a statement of none other than Bhagavan Shiva while teaching to Vashishta. At the fag end of the teaching, he says, when all Laukika Pramanas, worldly Pramanas, including Vedanta, is for the word only, have done their job and retired, ended, the entity which makes us know Atma is Atma itself, Swayam Jyoti, Swaprakasha, the self-evident principle. From that standpoint, Bhagavan Vishnu with the Paramatma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa, is described as Pramana, the Jnana Sadhana at the ultimate level. The very important thing, this is not told in the Shankara Bhashya also. So, therefore, so that is Pramana. We can get only from Yoga Vashishta. At least I have not come across this explanation anywhere else, except this statement of Bhagavan Shiva to Vashishta. A very important point. Otherwise, we jump no pramana, 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 pramana. This pramana has become a, what is that, what they call that? Slogan. But we should know the exact nature of pramana. And not knowing that, many other wrong concepts have got crept in. So that is that Vedanta pramana is indispensable to eliminate the ignorance of our true nature. Once that gets ended, and that last trace of even Khandakara Vritti has dropped down, Atma itself gets revealed by itself. From that standpoint, at that final lap, Atma itself is what? Pramana. Of course, Bhashyakara says here that he has told this. Samvidatmana pramanam. Yes, it is told in the Bhashya. Bhagavan Vishnu, as Paramatma Tattva, Samvidatmana, by its true nature, that is Samvid, the self-evident knowledge principle. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, the Jnana Jnapti Tattva. The very knowledge principle self-evident, swaprakasha, in the sense of that samvit swarupa, nepti swarupa, nature of knowledge principle, self-knowing knowledge principle. Atmatat Bhagavan is pramana. So it should be very clear about this. Then, next one. Bijam avyayam. Avyayam bijam. Is bija, cause of entire cosmos. But what type? Avyaya. Avyaya means avinashi, avikari. It is the cause of entire Srishti, the creation, itself being aware, changeless, modificationless, all the time remaining the same without any destruction also. Truly speaking, an entity which is changeless, avikari, and avinashi, aware, cannot be the cause of anything, its effect. Because always a cause gets transformed, it gets changed to become the effect karya. Karana undergoes change to become the karya effect. For example, you take a seed, say any seed, say the groundnut seed. You sow in the soil, water it. So with that moisture, slowly the seed gets swollen. From there, a sprout emerges. The sprout becomes sapling. The sapling becomes a plant. Then what are those? Leaves, these flowers, etc. Again the seed. Now, one groundnut seed has undergone all these changes to become the plant. This is applicable to any cause-effect relationship. When some change is there, mud change into pot, some change in the form is there. Gold into ornament, some type of change is there. It may not be like metamorphosis, like in the case of seed, but something. But this aware, being all pervasive, not limited, is not subject to any change whatsoever. And yet it is a cause. Means that is a cause without changing itself. All the time remaining avikari, avikriya, it becomes a cause. Therefore, it is a special, it is something, a unique cause, which without changing gives rise to the appearance, birth of something that you say what is called a vivarta karana. Vivarta in the sense, without true change in itself, it appears as though effected change. That vivarta means Atma, Brahma, Bhagavan remains what the principle is, and yet appears to be Jagat of various types. So therefore it is Avyayam Bijam, Bijam Avyayam. It is indestructible seed, it is a changeless seed. That is what Bhagavan is. Artha. Artha is derived this way. Arthyate, prarthyate. iti artha. That which is sought after by all. Everyone wants to have it. What is that entity which is sought after by one and all? When you say one and all, from deities onwards, humans to any insignificant creature. What is it? Is there something? Yes. What is it? Happiness. Happiness. So therefore, so being the Bhagavad Sarupa, being the very Ananda Sarupa, Sukha Sarupa, by itself is Ananda, not Ananda, happiness got because of something else. In the world, we seek Ananda through something. No, this itself is Ananda Sarupa. So that's what, and actually it is our Sarupa also. We may not know, but we can certainly infer. How come? Vidyanamani has very beautifully established in the Panchadashi. See, impartially, you need not disclose to others because they will think that you are selfish. Impartially introspect within yourself and find out what is that you love the most. You have to come to the conclusion we love ourselves the most. I love myself the most. Even if the so-called I, which I have taken the body, etc., as I, which is infested with problems, diseases, mental afflictions, in spite of that, I love myself the most. This shows that truly what that I is a locus of Parama Prema. It is Aspada, Ashraya, resort, locus of Parama Prema, limitless happiness. Can anyone dare to dismiss this? Think. That's why I said, don't tell, because wife might have told husband, I love you the most. Husband must have told the wife, I love you the most. But they come to know, ooh, no, you can't escape it. Not by deliberately, by nature itself. Oneself is the most beloved to oneself. What is the corollary of it? Have you thought of it? The corollary. What do you love? Whatever that is, whatever that is source of happiness, joy, is it not? Think. This is not something to be believed. Whatever that is the source of joy. And the universal fact is, I love the myself most, though superficially, at first sight, the so-called I is full of sorrows. That shows that behind the curtain of these superficial sorrows, there is a treasure of happiness. That is my true nature. This is what Vidyanamani deduced it. aham iyam atma paranandaha parapremaspadam yataha. Iyam stands for savit because taking help of perception. Though what you perceive differ in and through the samvit, Chaitanya is one and the same that you have established there. And that Chaitanya, this is savit, is what? Parananda is a source, or is a, it is locus of, it is locus of limitless love, because it is of the nature of limitless happiness. Then only it can be like of the nature of limitless love, because you love the entity which is more and more ananda yielding. See, you love A because it got some happiness. If B gives more happiness than A, you love B more. If C gives more happiness than the A and B, you love C much more. More the happiness, more you love. And if you have limitless love, prema, for oneself, it indicates that the entity, whatever it means, that I, must be limitless happiness. Because of something, some mistake at some level, we are ignorant of it, or we have disowned it. All that Vedanta attempts is to make you rediscover your Paramananda Swarupa, provided you are available and ready to walk the path guided by Vedanta. It is not something new. It has been taken to by numberless seekers of the past. They have verified it, they have discovered it. That's why Vedanta is a tested path. Yenaiva yataha yatayosya param tameva margam tava nirdishami. In Vivek Chudamani, it is dramatized. The Guru is assuring the disciple, don't worry, there is remedy for your this conflagration of samsara. And it is not something new to be tested. Endless people have walked it and verified it. So you are safe as far as this Marga Vedanta is concerned. So from that standpoint, so Bhagavan, who is, or I, which is the locus of limitless love, must be necessarily the limitless happiness. And that is what Bhagavad Sarupa is. And in Brihadaranyaka it is said, what is the magnitude of this happiness? It says, if we add all the happiness enjoyed by all beings, from the topmost Hiranyagarbha up to any insignificant creature, and all happiness they enjoy because of their upadhis, through their embodiment, including Hiranyagarbha, highly exalted, great share of happiness is there. include Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all this put together is not even a viprut if Brahmananda, Atmananda is considered as ocean of happiness. One side, ocean of happiness, Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa. Other side, happiness enjoyed by top A to Z embodiment in the cosmos put together is less than even, and what is that? Droplet in the ocean of Paramananda Swarupa Brahma. Think of it. Viprut. Viprut is what is that? See, in the ocean, the waves come and lash on the shore. Then spray particles of water get spread. That spray particle is called Viprut. Think of it. Beyond the imagination of our intellect. You can't say, no, Swamiji, computer will measure it. What computer can measure? Huh? Whether you are AI or anything, stupid eye. Computer can only what? Give back what you have fed to it as a software. And who is this person who feeds? Human being only. And what has they seen? Which intelligence are they? Actually, it is original intelligence. Original intelligence for your convenience, you might have transferred to artificial intelligence. If this original intelligence you cannot gauge, measure that happiness, what software you are going to prepare to measure this, accept such statements of comparison. So that be the case. So Paramahanda Swarupa. See, this is where, if told like this, who is going to believe all this? What are you talking? I know as an individual myself, Jiva, how miserable I am, how I am subject to sorrows. And you are telling Paramahanda Swarupa of such nature. That's why in Vedanta, first and foremost thing required is Shraddha. It is not superstitious belief. It is a belief based on Shruti Pramana, the highest means of knowledge, Vedas, and reasoning, it can be reasoned out. Finally, the direct discovery, Anubhava of great masters. That is why we say tested path. Not a stray statement of someone. So, therefore, we have sufficient reason to accept it and have Shraddha in that. Those who deny, decry, they have no means to justify their denial. So, but mere Shraddha is not enough. Start with Shraddha. Yes, it is true. Then work out and follow path given by Vedanta until you discover for yourself what the truth is. See, in Mumbai, Bombay, a few decades back, there was a Mahatma called Nisargadatta Maharaj. In fact, I happened to see him just for darshan only. I had gone to at that time he has cancer and all that. Nisargadatta Maharaj. He was a jnani. Of course, he speaks something very difficult to understand, etc. But truth, whatever it may, that is a different thing. But he is not a learned person. Actually, he was a grahastha, householder, married person, children are there, etc. And he is earning his livelihood by a petty shop, what you call in a pan bidi shop. Pan bidi shop means a shop wherein you sell only this pan. Pan means that betel leaf, etc., with a betel nut and or some little spice. And bidi is Indian cigarette. Indian cigarette, in the sense that tobacco is developed by a specific type of leaf. This is a little more safe than the cigarette. Not that totally safe for smoking, because the toxins get absorbed or something is there, whatever. Not totally safe, but less, this more safe. This BD, of course, it was a custom. The smoking was this thing everywhere. So how much you will earn such a small shop, but you will earning a livelihood. That is what he was there. But his guru told him, you are Paramanda Sarupa, Bhagavad Sarupa. He simply accepted with unquestioned Shraddha and took to sadhana given by the Guru and discovered his Swarup. Think of it. Simple, unquestioned Shraddha, of course, took to sadhana properly. So therefore, even Krishna, who is omnipotent, appeals to your Shraddha. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam samshayatma vinashyati. True, what Vedanta speaks is quite contrary to your universal experience, accepted. But that is the truth. It can never be vitiated. And entities like Avatara, Krishna, Rama tell that, whose very birth embodiment is for the welfare of humanity. After love, concern for humanity, they are declaring this. And also they declare, this world which you are so much engrossed in it, my dear, is not worth pursuing because it is anityam asukha. Anitya, transient. Asukha, sorrowful. It is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Dukkhalaya, storehouse, abode of sorrow, ashashvata, impermanent. Therefore, my dear, Shraddhasvata, Shraddhasva. Sani, have Shraddha in this truth. Your Swarupa is nothing but Ananda, free from entire, what is that? Sorrows of samsara. So, therefore, even Upanishad, Asti iti eva vedavyam. Vedidavyam. First say, Asti, yes. What Upanishad is true, then proceed. For that, Shraddha is necessary. So, therefore, the other is modern. You prove to me, show me Bhagavan. In fact, many of these masters who profess Vedanta, Bhakti, etc., have not thought of the right idea to these people. What they say, show me Bhagavan. That means they have already concluded and ascertained that Bhagavan is an entity which can be seen, touched, heard, tasted, smelt. What can you demonstrate as this except an entity which has got Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, either or all or few? That Bhagavad Tattva is what? Ashabdam, Asparsham, Arupam, Agandham, Arasam. Kathopanishad. None of these features are there. Sir, they are told, sir, we can't show you because these are the, your science is in the realm of empirical field where you can experiment, which is available for perception, whereas we are talking about the entity which is imperceptible. We are talking about the entity which is imperceptible. It cannot be demonstrated like this. And you can't say because it is not perceptible is what? It doesn't exist, you can't say. Mother's love, can you hear, taste, touch, smell? Is there or not? Yes, you will come to the three effects. In fact, I don't remember that exact thing. The very interesting episode in the case of our former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam, as a student, as a college professor, he was not, the professor was not accepting the God principle, etc. Because it's not seen. I don't remember all the dialogue, but it went, sir, have you got brain? Think of it. A student asking the professor, cross-examining. They say, yes. Have you seen it? You have to say no. They said, because your brain cannot be seen, can you say that you don't have brain? You don't have brain? What is the right answer? As you find out, I think Google you may get it. Very interesting. It is step by step, he will corner him. Can you? So like that, only because it is not perceptible, we can't say no. Of course, its effect, yes. You are able to ask the question because of that only. You are able to see, hear, taste, touch because of that only. Just mother's love can be seen in terms of expression. Here is also possible. Why? Electricity. Come on, define electricity. At the most, say, you may be electrical engineer. Energy. I don't know what energy is. Come on, demonstrate to me. Without effect, can you point out electricity? Even if you touch a live wire, effect, shock. Is it not? In terms of all manifesting the electricity through the different gadgets, you can say. But it is not perceptible in the sense of what? See, hear, taste, touch, smell. Even the shock is not, I think, it is not a touch. Some nerves get something good, but happens there. So you cannot escape all manifestations because this. That's why, though not directly available for perception, Shraddha. Have Shraddha. And if you find yourself not that totally competent, pray to Bhagavan. Give me that capacity to discover this directly. He is bound to answer and give you that capacity provided you are sincere and it is not a lip service. So that means the case, Sukharupatvat, Anandarupatvat, being the very embodiment of Ananda, Bhagwan is the one sought after by one and all. So therefore he is what? Arthyate, prarthyate, iti artha. Anartha, interesting. Anartha. It appears as ulta. Nartha means not something sought after. By who? Not by all. Those who have discovered their Swarupa, Paramananda Swarupa, don't find utility, usefulness in anything in the creation Jagat. Therefore, what anartha? Not sought after. The Jagat, including the topmost position of Hiranyagarbha, Virat, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all deities, etc. Not sought after. Why? No, myself is Paramananda Swarupa. As a deity, they may be there. They must have sought because of something, not knowing what it is all. So, Bhagavan is the one who is Aptakamaha. Aptakama means one whose all desires have got fulfilled because of the discovery of oneself as Paramananda Swarupa. There is no utility, there is no usefulness in anything and everything in the creation. So therefore is what Bhagavan is Anartha, who doesn't have anything to be sought after. As an Artha, he doesn't have. Mahakosha. Mahakosha. Bhagavan is the one who had got great kosha, big koshas. You know what is kosha? Koshavat achadakatvat kosha. Kosha means like a sheath. Sheath. Scabbard, wherein the sword is kept. In that sheath, the sword is kept. You know sword is there, but you are not able to see it. Why? The kosha, the sheath has covered it. It covers and denies you the knowledge of the what is that? The entity that is there denies its perception. So also, Bhagavan is the one entity, Atma Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa is the entity whose knowledge is denied to us at 5 levels which serve as koshas, a sheath which cover, as it were, our Swarupa. They are Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. The 5 sheaths. Because at each level, Annamaya kosha, physical body. Physical body presents itself as I, and true I Chaitanya is what? What? Gets discarded. You know not. Means the body, which is Sachetana, sentient in nature, has covered your Swarupa. Same is the case at Pranamaya Kosha, vital as mind, intellect, and Andamaya Kosha, the deep sleep state. Is that so? So that will be the case. So these 5 sheets cover, deny us the knowledge of our true nature, Bhagavad Sarupa, Paramatma Sarupa, and therefore it has got Mahakosha. These big koshas which cover its knowledge it has got. So it is one who possesses the great sheaths, Panchamaha Kosha sheath. Mahabhogaha, the one to whom great enjoyment belongs. Here, bhoga is enjoyment, not suffering. Maha, great, in the sense. One who is Sukharupa, Ananda Swarupa. What more you need? And that Answarupa is not that you have to enjoy, self-evident. You need not depend on something else to enjoy it. For example, a heap of sugar is there. It can't enjoy being inert in nature, but ant can. Like it is not so. You are an entity and there is something called Brahmanda and you have to enjoy. No. You yourself is that and it is self-evident. It's a very subtle point. See, that's generally know these bhaktas. They've got the habit. We don't want to become sugar, we want to enjoy sugar. Therefore, we don't want Atmanya Brahmanya. Bhakti is enough for us. My dear sir, who told you that I, Atma, is inert like sugar for a sentient entity to enjoy it? You are self-evident, Paramanda Swarupa. You be it, afterward there is no question of enjoying it. You want to separate from it. It is not like an inert sugar. Very subtle difference is there, you should know that. So that argument, because of ignorance of what Atma Swarupa is, I want to enjoy Bhagavan as a sugar and I don't want to become Bhagavan. I don't want to be sugar. Wrong illustration. Sugar inert, not Bhagavan. The very Adubhava Swarupa, Nepti Swarupa, Saprakasha, Swayam Siddha, where the question of dependence on anything else. So that is the case. Mahabhogaha, the one whose Swarupa, true nature is Paramanda Swarupa. What more you want? Swarupa itself. We'll continue. Oh.
स्वस्प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
आणि मागची बंद म्हणे सगळ्यांनी म्हणून का प्रेयर
रमामणि अम्मा हरि ओम.